That's a way to do it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's simple enough, isn't it? It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. We'll play it.
Pretty good
We'll
at
play
making
around.
it overcomplicated.
That's it.
That's what we do. I said that actually the other day. I said I'm very good at making simple things complicated and complicated things simple.
It's
Well,
a
you're
funny
very good at
one.
making complicated things simple. I think that's a really good skill to have.
It can be, but then when you look at something incredibly simple and then just start rambling and talking about it, and then before you know it, 2 hours have passed because
But that's easier to do. That's
Yeah, of
easier to
course
do
it
to
is.
make something
Probably
simple
two of
complicated.
the most famous physicists of all time, Feynman and Einstein, both said that if you can't simplify something, you don't really understand it.
It's an
And
elevator
I like
pitch as
that.
well, isn't it? If you can't explain your business concept within a minute, then you don't get it, and neither will neither will anyone else.
well,
exactly.
this will relate to you, Sean, given your circumstance with a new child.
Yeah,
Feynman talked about if you can't explain what you understand to a 5-year-old, then you don't understand it.
Yeah.
Feynman technique is to make something simple and explain it to children. So there you go. That's that. So if you're good
Love
at
it.
that, great skill. Great skill to
yeah.
have.
I'm going to start explaining everything to my daughter.
Very good. Hot
It's usually nods. Or so.
Yeah, 8 weeks old. Yeah, that'll do.
physicist in the making.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Who knows?
So what's been going on, Craig? What's been going on with you?
Well, it's a funny one, isn't it? You know, you get to that point. What are we now? The 16th.
16th of
Yeah, well,
January,
How
yeah.
how
yeah.
Quite a
long
few
can
days,
you
yeah.
how long can you go before you stop saying Happy New Year to
Oh,
people?
Yeah,
this is a question I ask every single year. And one guy said March. No, that's too late.
March.
That's too
That's way
long.
too long.
I'm thinking about now is a struggle. I'm like, oh, can you still say
Absolutely.
that? You know?
100%.
But
100%.
but you know if you haven't because I was doing it the first couple of weeks you do it, but then if you haven't emailed someone, for example, and you're reaching out and you
Yeah.
haven't spoken to them in a while, do you start? Is it courteous to say, "Oh, Happy New Year,"
No,
or do
I
you
think
just say it's hi?
no, I transitioned, right? But I transitioned into something else after like 2 weeks because I went back to work on the 13th of January after my extended paternity leave, and no one said Happy New Year to me, not one. What we all said to each other was, um, "How's the start of the year been?" or something like that. You know, it's
Yeah,
we're more
yeah.
talking about
Did you enjoy the
beginning of the
festive
year.
period or
Yes,
something
yeah.
like
How
that?
was
Yeah,
your
yeah.
Christmas? How was
So you
you
miss
know?
the kind of awkward Happy New Year, and you go to shake someone's hand. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
it's the 20th of January.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just awkward, man. It really is. But if like if you're emailing someone who's going, "Ah, I hope you've had a good start to the year," something like that,
It's quite good. I
Yeah.
quite
it's
like
less
that.
awkward, I
Yeah.
think, because
I think I think I'm probably quite annoying because I say, "Is it still okay to
But
say
I do
Happy New
that.
Year?"
That's yeah. I'm the
you
same.
know what?
I'm doing that. I'm doing that.
I,
You're actually
yeah.
you're asking, but it's like, do you mind? Can I ask a question? Well, you just have.
Well, I think
Firstly,
the
just
easiest way
ask
to
it.
get rid of an awkward situation is to address it, right? So,
Suppose.
yeah, first
Is
thing,
it-
just ask the question.
How long do you say these are my new shoes?
Oh,
I
Yes.
reckon until they get dirty.
Yeah, so it could be, first time you wear them are no longer new.
yeah.
But then people buy shoes just to shelve them. So I don't know how long that
So then
takes.
they're always new shoes.
Yeah,
Then
they technically speak because they keep the boxes and everything. Like, oh man,
I
I don't
don't
know.
get that. It's like the collectors that buy figures, right? They get really excited, but keep them in the box purely to sell them at a later date. Who
It's an
are these
investment.
people?
It's an
Yeah,
investment.
who are these people?
That's why people buy paintings, isn't it? That's why people buy certain things.
Well,
I've
they're
never been
obviously
a fan.
smart. Maybe we're stupid or I'm stupid for not doing it.
I
But
don't know. It
yeah, something you want to use it.
depends what they keep, doesn't it? Uh,
Yeah.
so some people got really lucky with Pokemon cards and Star Wars figures and stuff, but when you start to keep everything in boxes, it becomes a little bit stupid.
And just an observation, we're actually generally pretty jovial, happy guys, apart from you, Sean.
I'm miserable a
But we're
lot. Yeah.
but do you not notice these we end up ranting quite a lot? And I feel one coming
Yeah.
on. I feel one coming on now, actually.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
they come from a good place. Our
they do
ranting
come from a good place.
is aimed at in improving everyone's lot and saying on behalf of other people what they're sometimes afraid to say themselves about things because you're not allowed to talk about anything anymore.
See, that's
You've
it.
had more free speech in the world than ever, but you can't say a single
You
thing
can't
about it. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, apparently. But every New Year's all about a new start, right? A new start and
Oh,
going.
funny you mentioned
But
that. I've written that
on
down.
the same thing and the same kind of vein, there's so many things about going at New Year that piss you off, right? Let's
Yeah.
be frank about it. That are just annoying, for want of a better expression, that just,
It's because they're
why?
not a new start. It's just people resurrect what they tried to start last New Year and the year
And
before that.
failed.
But yeah, oh yeah, okay. So let me ask you because I actually did I did search this. Is average date to give up on a New Year's resolution?
Oh, wow.
Good
January the
question.
1st.
I'm gonna say February. Because I'm gonna give people
That's
credit.
very, that's very generous.
Fair.
Because I think January is already beginning to drag out. I mean,
Yeah.
the first week of January went incredibly fast.
Yeah,
And now
yeah.
we're on the 16th thinking, wow, it's beginning to slow down again. So I think around about now,
Okay. No, Craig, you were closer. Yeah, Valentine's Day, weirdly,
When's
roughly
um,
14th February.
all right, yeah, yeah, of course it is.
but not specifically because it's Valentine's Day.
No, it roughly lands on about the second Thursday or Friday of the month,
That is
give or
interesting.
take. So it's roughly Valentine's Day, give or take. So
So,
yeah, weird one
so does
that.
that's interesting. So to people, that's, I'm going to guess, not an active decision to give up on something, but
No,
by around about the second week in February, people realise that they've stopped doing what they said they were going to do.
yeah, and I think it speaks
I
to
think, well, it's too late now.
something bigger, to be honest, because for a lot of people, and I don't know why it is, but New Year, obviously, New Year, new me. That's one of mine, by the way. One of the annoyances that pisses anytime I hear
Yeah,
that, is motivation and willpower becomes at its highest because you think you get a fresh
yeah,
start, despite the
yeah.
fact all the clocks done is turned to 12, and then you just whittle it down to the middle of February, and then you think, oh well, that's me done until New Year again.
Well, I hope that happens with gyms. I hope that
I
happens
hope
because
it happens with
Yeah,
gyms.
gyms are.
that's
I don't go to the gym in
pissing me
January.
off something chronic.
I don't do it.
I'm a
I,
member of two different ones, and yeah,
Well,
listen,
there you
I'm
go.
all
That's
for people getting fit, right? And I think everyone should, right?
yeah.
I think that's something that everyone should do, exercise of some sort regularly. But don't just join a gym on January, wander about aimlessly, taking up everything, all the space, all the different positions, with no clue, chatting away, and then piss off after a month. It just
Yeah,
drive, and it happens every year, though. It
it
happens
does.
every year.
I don't
And
go to the gym in January. Can't do
just get fit and stay fit. Keep getting fit for the year round. Do something. Doesn't have to be a gym. Do anything. But if you're going to go to the gym, don't stand around with a group of people hovering around every position, taking photographs of yourself, talking on the phone, talking
but
into
to be
people.
fair, it depends what their New Year's resolution was. If their New Year's resolution was to
it.
join a gym, or if their New Year's resolution was to go to the gym, or the New Year's resolution was to get fit, what's annoying you is that that was one of the first two that they decided on to
They're
join.
messing with my
Go.
routine.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, they're interrupting Craig's groove.
They're interrupting my
Uh,
routine. But
yeah.
that's part of that, Andrew, is the whole well, possibly the most annoying thing. You touched upon it, was it, Sean? The new bullshit resolutions.
Oh, of course they are. Yeah. If anyone asks you, have you got a New Year's resolution? No, because it's dog shit. It really is. Like
Yeah.
no one does
And
them.
you tell everyone about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This year I've really reflected and I'm gonna be a mountaineer and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna fucking, I don't know, go to the moon, start my own business and do this. And
Yeah.
bollocks, just do it. Just do
Well,
it.
exactly. And the fact that they have to wait to New Year to actually start them is baffles me.
I'm going to make
Um,
notes of all the people that's done it and hold them accountable, even if I don't know them. I'm going to contact them, say I'm going to be your free coach, your free life coach. So you
Accountability
posted this,
coach.
you were
yeah.
in the right frame of mind and you'd given yourself all this thought, you G'd yourself up, and this is what you promised you were going to do. I know I've never spoken to you before in your life and you might think this is weird, but you promised this to the world on social media on the 1st of January. Where are you with it now on the 14th? On the 14th of February, where are you with it now? Tell me where you are with your resolutions.
I
And
can
I'm going to
see
make
it.
people, I'm going to make people crumble, but in a good way. So they reflect, they have a word with themselves, and then they either get back on the track, they get back on the bus, and they carry on with the resolution. Say, do you know what? You're right. This is me. I'm comfortable with it, and I'm not going to promise to do all these bullshit things each week.
I can see your banner headline website
Yeah.
already. Get back on the bus with Craig Two Gyms Finney. Every day is like
I like
New
that.
Year. I
I
can
like
see
that.
it now.
Every day, see, every day should be New Year. That's it.
Well,
That's the slogan. I'm
let
taking
me
it, Andrew.
ask you, do you have a New Year's resolution then?
No,
No,
Of course you don't.
no.
Why would you?
Of course I
What
don't.
is it
No.
about New Year that makes people think that it's going to be a new me? I don't fucking understand it.
What's wrong
Um,
with you? Yeah, don't you like you? You know,
yeah,
if not, then just take a step back and have a chat with
that
yourself.
is that is actually that New Year, New Me thing. I
yeah.
hadn't really thought about it. That really, I wish I hadn't said that, Sean.
Apologies.
That's beginning to grate on me right
Yeah,
now.
it
I
gets.
hadn't thought about it, but now that you've said it twice, I'm getting quite worked up about
Yep.
New Year,
I'm
New
gonna
Me.
tick that off the list because it actively annoyed you.
But
Good stuff.
as many people out there know, Craig and I were in recruitment, but it was always New Year, New Job.
Yeah.
Yeah, as if suddenly on in the first week in January there were all these jobs that people could apply for because that's how it works.
Obviously.
Um, what I'm not quite sure now that I think about it. What was the intent behind that? That suddenly we're going to persuade everyone to leave their jobs because we had these other jobs
Yeah,
they could.
because
Well, that
I
was the
probably
intent. Let's be honest. That was kind of some of the intent back then, because
Yeah,
that's how we made money at that
yeah.
point.
Is that because you had targets to hit for the year, and obviously
Yeah,
New Year started, so let's
and
a new target.
it was a catchy slogan. New year, new
yeah.
job. There you go. It's like
It's,
Because no
that
one
make
stays
those
in a
guys
job
no,
for a
make
year.
sense.
nobody's ever used it since. He lied. Um,
So yeah, well,
so we had
let's
weekly
agree.
targets. So it would be new week, new job.
Exactly. That's it. But just and the year, the fact that new me though one that is greater than me now as well. Look, some people probably need it because listen, we've
Well,
spoken before. There are a lot of arseholes out there, but
yeah,
this might be a good thing if you know you've taken a step back and said, "Do you know what? I'm not a good person. I'm not a good person. You know, I have no morals. I've lived a terrible lifestyle. I've annoyed people. I've been mean to people. That they're the people that actually should be like, new year, new you, go for it. You're encouraged. But then generally, if you're a good person,
yeah.
then you know what was wrong with the old
I
you?
was going to ask you
So
that.
do you
What was
think
wrong with
that
you last
when
year?
people say that New Year, New Me, they're actually in a subtle, friendly sort of way, only up to the fact that there are all those things you just described,
Oh,
and don't
now we're
they get
getting
the
all.
permission to say, "I couldn't agree more."
So
You
now we're
really
getting all Sigmund
show
Freud,
yourself out.
and is that self-reflection? You've realized, do you know what? You know, I'm
Mm.
insincere. I've been horrible. Not a good partner, not a good friend, and I'm going to change it.
That's a
In
good
which case,
point.
go for it. In which case, go
But
for it.
my question becomes, right, because I heard somebody do this almost every year of my adult life. It's not
Two
necessarily
or
say
three
that I'm
years.
not a good person, but the whole new year, new me, and I will continue to say it until it annoys everybody that's listening. Um, they say, okay, next year I'm gonna do these things and I'm gonna be better and I'm gonna be better, but they say it in like November.
Yeah,
What the
Yeah,
fuck is wrong
perfect,
with starting
perfect.
tomorrow?
that's right. See, oh, do you know? I know that, and I've even been guilty with this, but
Oh,
I know,
we
but
all
that's
have.
an ex. Yeah, but I know that that's an excuse.
Of course
Do you
it's
know what? It's Christmas and New Year. I'm eating too much crap and I'm drinking too much. But come January,
Yep.
that'll be me. But I don't go as far as the dry January thing.
Dry January. Oh, I'm playing bingo here because I've written that down as well.
Yeah, me too. What's that about? I mean, look, if you've got a serious issue with, and a lot of people do, and it's an
Yeah.
illness, then seek help, but don't just do it for January.
Yeah.
Make it an ongoing thing. Because
Yeah.
what happens, are we saying, is this what we're saying that, look, I've had far too much excess. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to tell the world about it to get a pat in the back, dry January. But come
So,
February, all bets are off. And that's me
Mhm.
so
back
what's
five
actually
days a week.
annoying you? It's not so much the thing; it's the fact that somebody has to talk about the thing, and
Well,
you
I
feel
think
that's
it's
just
Oh, they're talking about the things and says it. Yeah, that pisses
yeah,
me off. It's like, yeah,
because you need to make it about me. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh,
yeah.
this is about me. It's the same reason why people film in the gym. They don't go to the gym to work out. It's because they need to post it and show people that I've worked out.
So
It's
people turn around and say, "Go look, fantastic."
exactly. You need that sort of validation, I guess. You know, if you were to do something good, the real idea is don't talk about it until someone asks.
This feels like a personal therapy session. I think
It
we're
does a
getting
little
to the
bit,
bottom
yeah.
of
To be honest, the more we're
what's
talking,
actually.
the more my anger level is
See,
creeping up.
mine's is vanishing. Mine's
well,
vanishing. I'm calming
I
down
do
now.
think that's quite interesting because if you think about it, what just needs to happen for people to keep it going? They need to get some sort of affirmation or feedback or feel good factor.
Yeah.
So they're definitely not going to get the feel good factor by exercising in the gym because it's going to hurt, and they're not
It
suddenly going to
does.
lose that stone they put on because they've got to work at it. But if they get
Uh-huh.
clickbait or gym bait, in other words, people say that's brilliant. Maybe that's what they need to keep going. So maybe we should
Maybe.
keep saying well done
Maybe.
in order to keep them going to the gym,
No,
Craig,
because
rather than losing.
that breeds a whole generation of dickheads on social media.
The social media thing is a big one for me, right?
Yeah.
Which actually, but maybe again that's a good thing, right? Because I'm spending less time on social media
Yeah.
because of all the annoyances of look what I'm doing. Look
Yeah.
at me and tell me how good I am, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I know, I agree with that because it's not a new year, new me then, isn't it? It's a new year. I'm gonna annoy everybody so they can see me trying something and faking it,
Now
basically.
let me just this isn't to me. I'm a mean old getting no one should get praise. Everyone should for doing something good or something positive. Everyone should get praise constantly, and that you're doing well. Everyone should have that kind of reaffirmation that they're doing something good and carry on doing it, but not to the point of seeking it in every
Yeah.
possible situation. Look what I did. Look
Yeah,
at
it
my
becomes a
healthy
bit
lunch.
desperate, doesn't it?
Here's one for you, Sean, 'cause I know you like this. Look at my healthy lunch. Look what I've got in my lunchbox today. And why is that on LinkedIn? I don't
Is
give
that
a
on
shit
LinkedIn?
that you've got a wholemeal sandwich with quinoa and hummus in it, and you've got
Oh
some
man.
carrots. You're not going to eat it, and we all know you're going
No.
to bin it, and you're going to go and get a burger
Yeah.
in secret.
Yeah. I'd rather you just said that, just I'm gonna go
Totally.
get a burger today.
Go
Just
you, and you'll feel good. Then go to the gym, just not the ones I
yeah.
go to.
Do you know what I'd rather see? Not just on social media, like in general, is people telling me they're going to do it, but then owning up to failing about it. I'd much rather see that, Like,
Oh, I
That
think
would be good.
I
uh,
think that's a bit. You've hit a theme there, Sean.
I think
I
so.
have. I think there is a subtle effort by a number of people I've seen on social media to do exactly that.
Is that
Um,
right?
Oh, I think
I'm gonna.
I
The new
think I
year,
know a
new me
couple
bit
that you're
is I'm gonna
referring
own
to.
up that I have failed. Uh,
No.
2024 seems to be the year of failure for a lot of people. I failed. I didn't achieve. It was really
Oh,
hard, but you think, oh yeah, everyone's gone through. You go through stuff, you know.
yeah.
Let's not put it up on social media. And two things are in my head, and I'm not even going to say them because it's just. But people putting up posts. I've completely failed at this. Entrepreneurs are good at this.
Yeah.
It would well, people who call themselves entrepreneurs. I
Yeah.
don't know what that means anymore.
It
But
used to
what
mean
it,
something that, yeah.
well, I think it used to mean something. But people putting up that they failed again as an entrepreneur. Well, you're not an entrepreneur yet, then.
You're a failed entrepreneur. Yeah, but that, yeah,
You're
because
just
they
somebody
don't
who's
really go
launched a
hand in
business that
hand.
failed. Is
Yeah.
being entrepreneurial something about success as a result of taking risks? Maybe not. Maybe I've got that completely wrong.
No, I do get where you're going. There are a few, two or three people quite famous that are doing quite a lot of that just now that I can see on LinkedIn. That going on about that. I mean, and now look, they've got millions, so it's okay for them to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, is that trying to reconnect with the normal person? Say, look, well, actually, once I failed with all these things, but I can talk about them now because I've really succeeded at
Yeah.
these.
So this kind of
I'm
idea
Well,
pretty
maybe.
that the
wealthy.
normal person can go and drive a tank through London to get a bit of promotion because anyone can do that. Yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
sure that's being entrepreneurial, particularly. I don't know. I think, do you know, sorry, I think this started when universities started running courses in entrepreneurship, which always
Do
struck
they?
me.
That
Yeah.
thing, is it?
How can you
Yeah.
run a course on
Well, that's
entrepreneur? I
what
don't understand.
yeah, well, that's what I didn't understand as well. Because, and who runs those courses? Because pretty sure that entrepreneurs don't decide I'm going to be a lecturer. Um, I don't think that
But
fits.
surely they're the only ones that have the ability to actually say, look, this, because I don't think there's a path. I think it's a frame of mind, it's a personality, it's a
It's an
type of
opportunity
person,
as well.
it's an
Yeah,
opportunity,
the
or
timing.
it's force. It's something, well, actually, I don't have any options. I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I think it's something that you follow up. I don't think you can train to be an entrepreneur. I might be wrong.
No,
There's a
I'm
very
with
good
you.
I
I
chance
think
I
there are
think you
won't.
can.
skills
And
that
I'm sure it
people
can be
who
proven
run
wrong.
businesses need, but I'm not sure
Definitely.
those are entrepreneurial.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
because
is
you've
that
got
not a
to.
mindset? Is an entrepreneurial not a
Oh,
kind
well,
of
back
mindset and
to
a
I think
type
new
of
so.
year,
person?
new me. I'm going to be an entrepreneur this year. That hang on.
I mean, what you could say, I'm going to try and start a business, but I don't
Yeah,
think you could say
yeah.
I'm going
Now,
to be an entrepreneur.
Well, that's the thing, because if you start one business, are you an entrepreneur yet? Or is there a certain threshold before you can call yourself that?
Yeah, I think the answer is yes. That there has to be. I would
I'd
think.
agree with that. Yeah.
And I
But
would think that you've done something that you've built you've taken something from scratch and you've built it to something bigger that's scalable and you can say yeah look that
yeah,
I'm an entrepreneur, I've done that. That's my take on it. That's
yeah,
not to say all the people that have started their own business and are struggling aren't
yeah.
exceptionally
yeah,
talented and driven,
I
but I
think
think the
maybe
word entrepreneur
therefore
is
I
different.
hadn't thought about this, but I'm now thinking about maybe my preferred word is founder. I like the
I
idea.
like
It
founder.
says that I'm
Yeah.
founding a business, but they're not saying and I'm an entrepreneur. Maybe they need to be entrepreneurial and take risks
Well, they
and so
definitely do.
on, but they're not
Yeah.
going leaping straight into I am an entrepreneur. No, you're a founder, which is I think
And that's
has
admirable.
substance
That's
to it.
really admirable because that's a ballsy move to,
Mhm.
especially if you've, and there's two options. One, you've been pushed into it because you might have lost your job. Again, really ballsy
Hmm.
because the most obvious thing is to get another job. But even more so if you say, well, actually, this is the route I'm choosing to take, and I think that that's definitely a mindset because
Yeah, I'd agree.
you get to a point and it's harder, without a shadow of a doubt.
So, so
Because you think, well, the security and all that, as much security as there is nowadays, right? But to get a job where you're relying on someone, a bigger entity, to pay your wages, and you have to do an element, you have to do a thing and get paid for it, which is right. But to say, actually, do you know what? I'm going to go and do this thing where, for all intents and purposes, I eat what I kill.
Yeah.
That's a really kind of ballsy move. Now, whether you reach dizzy heights of multi-millions or not, that's a different thing. It's still an
Yeah.
admirable and a ballsy
So,
move to do it.
so I think one of my New Year annoyances is the amount of chatter there seems to be from people who have been entrepreneurial and succeeded, encouraging other people to be entrepreneurs when actually they're a rare breed.
Yeah,
And
certainly,
Yeah.
certainly that level of success that
yeah,
that I know
yeah,
you're referring to because
there
I've
seems to be
yeah,
a
we've
lot of that going on at the moment. And is that part of the new year? I'm going to start a company this year. I'm going to be entrepreneurial this year. I'm going to get a new job this year. And do people give up on that on Valentine's Day?
ooh, that's
Yeah.
well,
I
they say
actually
most
do. Yeah, I
businesses
think
fail
that
in the first year, isn't it? That's still a
I
stat,
think
isn't
two
it?
it's
The
still the
most
case, yeah.
years.
most new, but yeah, because it's tough as hell.
It
If you're
is.
trying to get something off, unless you've stumbled upon something, right, which you've landed a contract or you've taken something, it's fallen in your lap, and you've built a business out of that, and you've got a
Yeah.
really running start. From a standing start to do anything is really difficult.
Yeah.
It is.
Unless you really, really do stumble timing, idea
Yeah.
just catches fire,
Yeah,
almost
but
like unicorn thing.
the way that these guys are saying, oh, you can do it too. Do you think they've just forgotten how hard it was, or maybe it wasn't that hard for them? So they're trying
Um,
to tell people, I've done it, so you can do it too, kind of thing, like show
I think
everyman.
these folk have a very different mindset, and they throw everything into it. Because actually, are they chasing money? I think they're chasing something else. Their fulfillment comes from something else, I think.
Yeah,
They have measures of success, and maybe making lots of money is a measure of success, but their driver is different. There's a load of folk out there, Craig, you'll have met them many a time, who want to start a business because they want to make a lot of money.
yeah,
And that is not that simple. And they want to do it quickly as well, and it's definitely not that simple.
no, and I've spoken with people, and I've ran through ideas with lots of people. I said, look, I didn't manage to do what I planned to do in the time scale that I planned to do it. But that's not to say that you will. But I think that everyone should have at least a couple sounding boards, you
yeah,
know, because I think expectations need to be managed and realistic. Because it's easy to just pat someone on the back and say, yeah, great, go for it. Flip it around and say, would you do it in my position? So, oh, right. Yeah, well, I'm not you.
mhm.
So, okay, well, then, but now we're getting on to something. So what is it about this that would stop you from doing it? And then you start getting honest. Well, actually, security, the rest of it, have you tested it? Competition, you're like, all right, okay. And that's what people need, I think,
Yeah.
as
It
opposed
wouldn't
to
be
everyone saying, yeah,
difficult
just go
for
for it. Yeah, you can do it. I did. You can do it.
it wouldn't be difficult for us from our experience to write a list of say half a dozen people. Said these are successful entrepreneurs, and then if you looked at them and thought, well, what is it that made them successful, and compared them with the people we're talking about who want to be entrepreneurs, think, well, actually,
Yeah.
some these
Yeah.
these people are different from you in a number of ways. Anyway, so we drifted, but there just does seem to be a lot of that going on in the first 2 weeks of the year. That's a bit annoying.
Oh, that's because these guys have tapped into the idea that motivation for people is at its highest because it's New Year. So they think, you know what, we can get people to do that. Are
Yeah,
they
maybe.
are
Yeah.
they offering anything? And like potentially like, oh, I'm going to be a business coach now because I've done my entrepreneurial thing.
Some people do
That
Yeah.
that.
would be
I
good.
think.
That's probably a worthwhile thing to do. That's given some. That's definitely given something back that these people can offer that your general person can't.
Yeah.
And that is that experience of, well, it's like your coaches and anything. Well, look, here's the pitfalls. Here's the potential pitfalls. Have you thought about that? And that would be something that they can do better than anyone. I don't know how many of them do it, but
Yeah.
There's a huge difficulty there. Back to the point that if you're entrepreneurial, I don't think you're a very good coach.
yeah, do you know? Well, again, it's
I
a different.
seriously, I think you're very good at telling people what to do. I think you're probably very good at coming up with whizzo phrases and being creative. But coaching people, nah, I'm not sure about that. Just not sure.
Yeah, no, it's a
Fair.
fair point, actually. I'd really like to get people's input. That'd be something. That's maybe we should do, like comments on this, an entrepreneurs podcast.
An entrepreneur's podcast.
Would it be a Rami?
Yeah.
There are entrepreneurs that people who call themselves entrepreneurs that are doing
Oh, there's
podcasts.
lots of them. There's
Yeah,
I,
lots
I
of
know, I know,
them.
but the idea of calling yourself an entrepreneur simply because you've set up an OnlyFans page isn't the same thing, is it?
yeah.
But listen, I've seen some of the figures
No, I know the
and
figures are great,
that,
but I don't
that
think you
these
can call
people
yourself
are
that.
making, right? I had this argument with someone. Again, it goes back to the YouTuber thing with my kids, and I was left looking like an idiot. When they say that YouTubers are millionaires and bollocks from doing what? For making videos, and then you found out, holy shit,
Yeah, they are.
OnlyFans is,
It's the
listen, it's another one.
same
I
concept,
don't
but
get it. I still to this day don't get it because it wasn't just a porn site initially, right?
no, it wasn't.
It was you would have coaches, you would have actors, movie stars, and they would put on um personal for example, I believe, you have a singer and they would say, well, I'll do a personal song for you with your name in it. And people would pay for it, right? But then like obviously, women got onto it and said, right, great. Well, I wonder if I take my kit off and give personal contact to these people, will they buy it? And it's out, it's just taken over
Yeah,
everything else. So that's what
it's
people
ridiculous.
associated with now. But some of the money that's made in
Oh yeah,
this,
the figures are ridiculous. And you know what? Credit to them. If they've tapped into a market there because they've found some lonely men, then fair enough. But can you really call yourself an entrepreneur if you're doing that?
no. And I still don't get the concept. I still don't get how it makes so much money. Yeah, I
It's
just, I
we're,
desperation.
we're all sitting there blank face going, yeah, don't know.
no, but
I
isn't
have no
it?
idea.
Well, because you've got like well, part of your big problem, the big push now you've got is shutting down porn sites because it's free porn sites and they're too accessible. So, with that being the case, how again, answering the question, how do OnlyFans people become millionaires if sites are free? Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go. That's a different conundrum, but
that is a different episode
that's
altogether,
nothing
that,
to
isn't
do with New Year, by the way, at all.
it?
And it's not even
Can I give
an
you a New
annoyance.
Year one, which is
Please.
really beginning to grate on me? Well, it's not about New Year. It's as we get into New Year. You know what happens over Christmas and New Year? For instance, you look at holidays. For instance, you maybe look at a bit of travel. For instance, there are things like that
Yeah,
you do. Maybe you look at the sales,
yeah.
online, that sort of thing. So my annoyance is, have you forgotten something? Email.
Oh God, where did they come from? You're
And
getting
you
lots
would
of
say,
those.
no, I haven't. I was just having a look. You
I
know,
got one this morning, Andrew. I must have
Yeah.
had a look. Was it Amazon or was it? So
I
yeah, and
got
I
one.
got.
I got one this morning from Trainline because we were talking about the train
Going to get a ticket,
advance
yeah.
and how much does it cost? Not
Yeah.
because we were going to go there, but it was just interesting. So now I'm getting emails saying, "Have you forgotten your booking to pay?"
Oh, it was a computer.
advance?"
It wasn't. It was a computer. I won't say who, but it was a computer. I was looking at potential new screen, Sean, and I was speaking to you about it. So I got, have you forgotten your, have you tried these?
Mhm.
Dude, why
So,
don't you just
so
looked at the
the
site?
equivalent is you go into H&M or whatever shop and you're like, oh, shirt. You put it back on the rack and you walk out, and one of the assistants chases
Runs
you
out
down
with
the
you.
street, saying, "Have you forgotten
Mate,
something?"
excuse me, I think you've forgotten this.
What?
Yeah,
Maybe that's what
that
they
is
should
done.
do.
I'll be
Maybe
honest
that's what
though,
they should
I
do.
found a benefit of that a couple of weeks back. I was buying new blinds for the windows, and I put it all in all in the online basket just to see total how much it was. And I did genuinely forget all about it, right? Because I got distracted. I wanted to see how much it was. I went and spoke to my wife about it, and I was like, okay, maybe so. And I got an email saying, "Have you forgotten this? Here's 20% off."
So you can't class that as annoyance because you've just found a.
I
See,
can't.
that's
Well,
Andrew.
I
That'd be
am,
like that. What was it
I,
called? Room 101, where someone puts some.
yeah.
Sean just pissed all over your Room 101 entry for.
Well,
Have you
Yeah,
forgotten
absolutely.
about?
no.
Yeah. So basically, you're telling me it's just great marketing. Yeah.
It's not no not really. I only found it beneficial because they gave me a benefit to go back. But
Hmm.
if the email just says if you've forgotten this, look, you're still ready to buy this, then that's just irritating. Yeah. If the guy should run out of H&M with a 10 quid voucher for you, then you might go back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sir, if you come back, we'll give you this voucher. That's a great retail concept, isn't it? Having assistants
Staff members
chasing
running
people up and
around.
down Princess Street in Edinburgh or whatever. Brilliant.
The holiday ones are the best, aren't they? I'm getting
Mm,
inundated from like TUI, is it Thomas Cook, Thompson's, whatever they are, British Airways, Virgin Airways. Have you booked your next holiday yet? And you know you want to.
yeah.
You do want to. And it's like, but it's like, do I book it now? Do I wait? Is it a good time?
Right.
Do you
Treat
get
yourself for
deals now? Or
2025. That was one that I got.
what was
But
that?
Treat yourself 2025.
I said, well, thank you. I will.
Yeah. Not with
I
you,
will
but I
treat
will.
myself.
But it's when you get those emails. So I was looking for flights for our holiday this year, and I was getting emails from a particular company about flights from Glasgow. I thought, oh, that'll be handy actually, because Edinburgh, even though it's literally there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's really difficult for us to fly from because you can't get to and from Edinburgh Airport. Anyway, Glasgow, okay, we'll drive for 45 minutes, but they didn't have any flights from Glasgow.
Would you like to fly from Glasgow? Yes. Tough.
Tough.
Via London, but that's not from Glasgow. That's just
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's fair.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that is
so
draw
that
you
would be
in.
be like the retail assistant chasing me out of H&M saying, "Have you forgotten something, sir?" And he said, "Oh yes, I really like that shirt." "Oh, well, we don't have any of those."
Okay. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Bye.
So chase me if you've got it.
Wow.
That sounds like a great tagline for something, Andrew.
Yeah, I know.
Is that maybe an OnlyFans tagline?
Yeah, I knew you were
Chase
thinking of
me,
Yeah,
that.
it
chase
might
me
be.
if you've got it.
I feel like that's a place to end, isn't it?
It
We're gonna get better than
it
that.
sounds though it could be an appropriate place because it
That does
could
sound like
digress in all sorts of areas.
Yeah, you're not gonna get
I'm
better
not
than
sure what
that.
that was all about, but
I was
it
going
was
to say, is there an OnlyFans podcast that would do? But that would get all sorts of different visualizations that we don't want to go down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I'm
I'll
now
cross that one
really
straight off.
I'm going to say I'm really worried now that because these systems listen into this, that we're all going to get emails and texts and so on from OnlyFans saying, "Have you forgotten
Have you
something?"
forgotten something?
And we're going to be in dead trouble.
Oh my God.
Oh, dear, oh
Okay.
dear.
No. I think we could sign it off there because we're
Good to
drifting
see
into
you
some
all.
weird
If
territory.
anyone is listening to this and wants to join in, please do. Just go to the Four Walls website or send us an email or send us a text or you'll find us. We're
And
here.
let us know anything that
Yeah.
particularly annoys you about New Year in general.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
New year, new you, contact us.
Chase me if you've got it.
Oh, no.